Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, everybody. This is Brian Adams. Really appreciate you joining us for today's Inspire podcast. This is one of the most fun things I think that we get to do here at Integrity. One of the things we've always tried to do is really expand on our communication. All great relationships are built around great communication, and we've been really focused on just better communicating a lot of different things. And we've got so many exciting things to communicate. And one of those is this Inspire podcast. And it's really kind of the format that we started Inspire really for this idea that, especially as we went into working remote, that people could all come together, stay connected, and be, really frankly, share better communication. And so I am just so excited to share with you guys some exciting news. But we also had, it was an eventful week last week, and then certainly an eventful weekend. But one of the things I am so excited about is the turnout that we had for our Women in Leadership seminar series that just happened this past Friday. And oh my gosh, the seminar was amazing. And frankly, I can't think of somebody better to kick this off than our good friend and partner, Joanne Ray, and our CMO, Ann Wood, who did an incredible job moderating that. And you were amazing, and certainly Joanne was exceptional. How cool is that to be able to kick that off?
I have to say it's probably one of my most favorite experiences since I've been at Integrity. It was so energetic. Joanne is amazing. So many people look up to her as a mentor, and she distilled down, how she's defined success, what's important to her. She talked about joy. She talked about, being driven and having a great attitude. She shared her 4 pillars about success and how she got there, and just in such a wonderful, humble way. It's just who she is. So I was so excited to have her be our first inaugural interviewee for our seminar series.
First of many.
First of many. So many to come. Yes, for sure. In fact, I was teasing her. I was like, well, now you did so well, I'm going to want you to be the guest host. And she's like, no. She's like, you host all these guests. But it was just an incredible experience. We had hundreds of our employees on, and just so proud. And I don't have my phone blow up like you, but my phone was blowing up. I had to put it in the other room because I was like, oh gosh, don't interrupt while I'm in the middle of it. And I came back, and just so many people proud. People want to make sure we're going to share it later. So I promised them we'd share it on our website. We'd make sure people can watch this, and it was on video. So it was really like having a studio audience. It was awesome. So thank you, Brian, for encouraging us to do so and supporting all the women that we have across the platform. I was really proud to be a part of it.
Well, it was so enlightening to hear all the incredible perspectives and insights from both of you, and I just admire and respect both of you for sure, and certainly Joanne. I've known her for most of my career, so that was a lot of fun. If you haven't already watched it, we'll get it up on the website, so please make sure you try to check that out. It's something that I know you will not regret watching. It is incredible, just learning from people. And we're going to do a lot of these. We're going to keep doing these at least once a quarter. So be on the lookout for the next Women in Leadership event invite. I personally can't wait to hear who we're going to feature next. It's going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun to continue to see this build out. Well, we also had, there's so many talented people in and around the Integrity family. And I want to congratulate Carson Shockey, the son of Integrity partner Ryan Shockey, for his performance at the U.S. Open Golf Tournament. Now, I know Carson came up a little short, but what an amazing experience. In fact, over the weekend I was texting Ryan and just saying, oh my gosh, can you believe where you guys are? Like, just soak this moment up, because this is just such a unique opportunity for anyone, and very rare opportunity. And not only did Carson make the tournament as an open qualifier, which is almost impossible to do, but it was such a blast seeing him out there wearing an Integrity shirt and competing. And I can guarantee this is not going to be the last we see of Carson Shockey. He is, oh my gosh, he is going to really make waves in professional golf, and we're just so proud of him, and just wish Carson all the best as he continues to explore his golfing career and get to the pinnacle of that. It will be so much fun to watch him and root for him. And I think to say we knew him when, because he is going to be such a big star. And I was just so humbled and honored that he wore an Integrity shirt out at the U.S. Golf Tournament. So congratulations again. So proud of you, Carson. We also are incredibly proud of what Andrew Boaz, who won the Integrity's Got Talent, and they took part of the event, the charity event that they talked about on that podcast with the LA Dream Center. You guys heard Pastor Matthew come on and some of the different things. And Family First Life and Integrity were proud to support Andrew and LA Dream Center as they worked hard to collect 10,000 pairs of shoes for children in need. And the shoes drive was so successful, and Andrew even performed at the event. In fact, we had a camera crew there capturing it all. So we want to send out here in the next few days, we're going to send out that video. So make sure you're watching for that. Congratulations, Andrew. Big thanks to you and the entire FFL family and everyone in the Integrity family who helped put thousands of pairs of shoes on some very deserving feet. Additionally, as an Integrity family member, we were able to present a giant check for the funds raised by employees, partners, FFL agents, and everyone here to support the LA Dream Center. It was so amazing to see the outpouring of generosity that came out of Integrity's Got Talent, and I'm so continually impressed with the Integrity family. Now, Kendall, I know you were just humbled to see that as well. One of the things that moved me the most was how they washed the kids' feet before they put the shoes on them. Just that humble servant nature. That's amazing, man. Isn't that awesome? It gives me chills right now. I've been talking about it.
It makes me so happy that they were so happy and are so happy. And sharing happiness, I think, is one of the best things that you can do. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah, the impact that will continue to have, I think, for generations. I mean, literally this subtle thing about washing someone's feet, putting new shoes on their feet, and encouraging them. And oh my gosh, it can change people's lives. We may never know, and probably will never know the true impact, the long-term impact that has. But congratulations, Andrew and Sean Mike and everybody at FFL for doing that, and certainly Pastor Matthew. Thank you for sharing that with us and letting us be part of it. Now, Kendall, we always start off, and I did this again. We last week I rushed through this, and we ended up having Nick Theodore actually sing. Like, we were both blown away and shocked. I don't think the guest today told me he's not the guy to sing. So I thought it would be fun to see if you have anything to bless us with today.
Oh, I might have something, but I love our announcements that we do on Inspire. I mean, our announcements and the updates that we get, that's almost a podcast in itself. This is just so amazing.
It is.
Oh, now, promise you won't hate me, Brian, for this one. We are no. I think we've. I think
I'm right down the hall
from
you. I'm right down the hall from you, so be careful.
So I think we're a little over 90 episodes into an Inspire, our Inspire podcast. Brian, I've never sung a Bryan Adams song.
Ah!
No one sung a Bryan Adams song for you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, my God.
It's too late.
Don't do
It's too late. This is the only thing I've practiced.
Oh, my gosh. Bryan Adams song. Oh, my gosh. A friend's kids. So we've got some friends that their kids, they were in the car the other day, and they saw a Bryan Adams song come up, and they go, oh, my gosh. This Asher's my oldest son's, well, both my kids are friends with their kids. And their kids were like, oh, my gosh, I didn't know their dad is, like, famous. I'm like, like they think they're famous now. I'm like, well, I hate to disappoint them, but there is nothing famous. You have to ask Tom Sheath about the time I did use it one. I've used it a couple of times, but I used it one time. We were in Canada on a fishing trip, and you couldn't get a restaurant. You couldn't get a table at this restaurant we wanted. And so I called him back and said, hey, Bryan Adams is in town just for one night only. Can we get the best table in the house?
Oh,
and,
no.
oh, my gosh. We had the best table. And they were so disappointed when we walked in.
Oh.
And it was just like this, like, oh, crap, what did we get into?
Oh.
And I gave them my idea, like, well, I am Bryan Adams, and I'm only here for one night.
Yeah.
But we're freaking Winnipeg, Canada, and they were.
Yep.
It was frankly awkward. You'll have to ask Tom next time you see him because it was hilarious.
All right.
So Bryan Adams song. Well, we'll let you go for it. All right.
All right. Here we go. I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit and Jody got married. I should have known we'd never get far. Oh, when I look back now, that summer seems to last forever. And if I had a choice, yeah, I'd always wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life.
Oh, Kendall, let's leave that one in the past. I will tell you, I told you this story. So I was in I got so many Bryan Adams stories, and it's getting better because most millennials like yourself don't know who Bryan Adams is. So it's made it a little better. But so I was at the airport a while back, and I go through the TSA, and the guy, the TSA officer, giving my ID, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan," and he's like geeked out, and I was like, "Is he messing with me?" Like I couldn't tell if he was like messing with me or not, and so I'm like I go through the TSA line, and then he keeps staring at me and I could tell he was like trying to figure out is that really Bryan Adams? He was so geeked out. Well, I travel so much. Then, the very next week, I'm traveling, and I see him again. I give him my ID, and he goes, "I know you're not the real Bryan Adams." He was so upset that I didn't, I guess, tell him. It was so funny. So I hate to let people down, but you did not let anybody down singing that. You did a great job. That is, I think, my favorite Bryan Adams song. There's a lot of good ones, but that one's a pretty good one. So I don't even know how I even saved the show from here. Now I'm still smiling so much. Paybacks will be paybacks. So we'll figure that out, Kendall.
Oh no, I did it for you.
Oh, you're the best. We love you. Well, thank you very much. Well, now for the biggest announcement of today. Man, we've had so many fun announcements. I mean, wow, we've had so many exciting things happening here at Integrity. We've been adding a new partner every week. We've just moved into a new office here in Dallas. We're continuing to expand and grow and have record months and record years. And today we've got yet another amazing partner joining the Integrity family. And I'm thrilled to let you all know that Montalto United Insurance Agency has chosen to partner with Integrity. And as part of this partnership, Ryan Montalto, president of Montalto United, will become a managing partner here at Integrity, and it's an incredible honor to welcome him to really to the family and welcome him on board. Now, Montalto is a strong, family-focused agency that has already grown incredibly fast, and they're now expanding even faster by partnering with Integrity while helping to meet the life insurance needs of hundreds of thousands of Americans. And Ryan is committed to hard work and success and to continue to serve everyone, and really is very committed to his family. And he has an incredible, strong set of values that really drives him both personally and professionally, and his values align incredibly well with Integrity's, which makes this partnership a perfect fit. Ryan is supported by a phenomenal team there at Montalto United, which also includes his wife. And this company that is just growing through the roof is truly going places. And here in Integrity, we're excited to partner with them to help them even grow faster. So I want to be the first one to welcome Ryan Montalto to the Integrity family. We couldn't be more excited to have you as part of everything we're building here. And this is a huge day for everyone. And Ryan, thank you so much for choosing to join Integrity.
Brian, I truly appreciate you guys wanting me to be part of the Integrity family. I'm super excited. And, I mean, I'm really, really, really stoked to see where this takes us to the next level.
Well, it's going to be amazing. Now, I don't know if you heard this, but we really ask all the partners to sing on this show. Now, I know you told us that you would rather cook for us instead of sing. So tell me a little bit about that.
I would rather cook than sing, but she did a phenomenal job, and the Brian Adams stories are even funnier.
I got more where that came from. Remind me next time we're together.
But I grew up in the restaurant business. I grew up in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. That's in between Destin and Pensacola. My father, when he moved to Fort Walton from Birmingham, opened a restaurant in 1978. And I grew up underneath the stairs in his office, working in the restaurants. It's the only job I've ever had other than insurance. I started off, dishwashing, busboying, waiting tables, back into the kitchen. I ran the front door, the back door, and everything in a restaurant. Went to college, got done with Auburn, and then decided at 23 I was going to open up my own restaurant and became partners with my dad.
Wow. One of our favorite places as a family is that part of Fort Walton Beach and that whole that seaside and Rosemary and that whole entire place. What an incredible place you live in, man, and are from. That is such an incredible story. Now, tell us a little bit. Now, I know your journey wasn't something you necessarily expected to happen. Tell us a little bit how you got into the business.
Honestly, if you'd have told me 7-8 years ago that I was going to be selling insurance, I'd have thought you were a liar. There was no way I was going to be selling insurance. I thought those were, those people that wore, suits and, were off to the side and you wonder what they did. You didn't know what they sold, anything. I mean, 23, I thought I was going to be, I know, I thought I was going to be, the next Tom Colicchio, the next, chef du jour, the guy on TV, the guy that would have 5, 6, 7, 8 restaurants. Like I said, my dad had 4 or 5 of them. We decided when I was 23 to open up the Italian restaurant. Got that started, worked that until about 36. But what was happening as I got older and as my family started to grow, wife, 2 kids, what's happening is, I'm more and less married to the restaurant than I was to my family. And it was seeming that I was, working 80, 90 hours a week. And, I was the head dishwasher some days. I was doing every position, trying to make ends meet, make the money that I thought we should make. And I was always looking to diversify or to get, more streams of income. I've read tons of books about people that build wealth, people that are rich, people that, are building wealth. They always talk about how they have multiple streams of income. All I had was just the one restaurant. It was paying me well. I mean, I was able to pay my bills, pay my family, make sure that kids were able to go to Catholic school. But what I was missing was that multiple streams, having maybe two or three restaurants. So I was looking at maybe opening 2 or 3 restaurants. But then I started looking. I was like, well, I'm already here 80 hours. Like, how many more 80-hour weeks can I put in? Right. I'm not seeing my family as it is. That really started kind of pulling at my heartstrings a little bit. And I really wanted to make sure that I could do a little bit of both. Make enough money to support my family and make sure that they had all the things either I didn't have or want them to have more. But I also wanted that time. Because, you start thinking about it, time plus money kind of equals happiness. If you have all the time in the world, but you're sitting there and you turn your lights off and you're doing it poorly and you can't really do anything with it, it's not that fun. Time goes slow. But if you have all the money in the world, but you don't have the time to spend with your family and watch your kids grow up, not missing the dance recitals, not missing, the baseball practices and t-ball practices, if you're missing all that, that's not fun either. But if you can get the best of both worlds, that's what I was looking for. And in the restaurant business, it seemed that I was not going to have that. The hours just kept piling on. If I wanted multiple restaurants, I think it was going to be multiple hours. The best story about this is I'm starting to think this now because now I'm not 23 years old. I'm 36, wife, 2 kids. The third one will be coming on the way probably in the first year that I started with Family First Life. Yeah. But I met, thank you, but I met Mike Killamat and Brent Abernathy. So Mike Killamat's from my hometown, and so is Brent Abernathy. Mike Killamat's sister, I've been good friends with since really about 8th grade. We went to high school and college at Auburn together. So they were kind of sitting at my bar. They were talking about how they just joined this company and they just decided that they were gonna, build this new company, and it happened to be Family First Life. So lo and behold, that was Christmas. We go past all the season. The season down there in Destin at Fort Walton Beach is starts in March and ends around about end of July, 1st of August. So Brent and Allison Killamat come in basically to the restaurant, and they're kind of talking to me, and he's talking about how he's doing so well. I closed the restaurant that Saturday, told my father, who I was partners with, I handed my keys and told him I was going to sell life insurance. I signed up for the test that Monday, took it that Saturday within 6 days, passed it just enough to make sure I got my license, and started selling insurance within about 10 days.
Wow, man. That is, listen, I think insurance is the greatest business in the world. You get to serve people, and you get to help people, and the rewards are evident. It's pretty remarkable. But you early on saw something that really impacted your career, right? In insurance, you got to deliver a claim check. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my first claim check came around about 9 or 10 months into selling life insurance. Like before, and I struggled probably the first 90 days trying to figure out how to sell life insurance, what I was doing, how to maneuver, and how to make sure that I put the families first. But I will tell you, something that really moved me, and I'm glad, I definitely believe in divinity, and I definitely believe, God puts in your path things that maybe you need to see. But I was selling insurance from a selfish standpoint. And I think in about 10 months, when I handed that first claim check, and the thing was, it was only about $15,000 that the claim check was for, but it was for mortgage payment protection. And it was on a husband and the wife. We talked about it because it became mortgage payment protection, which we were going to protect the mortgage, for a year so she could sell the home because they had about $100,000 in equity. But when I didn't think $15,000 was a lot of money at that time. But what I saw, what $15,000 did for this widow, you couldn't imagine it. I mean, her son was there, her daughter-in-law was there, she was there. They were crying, and it was more tears of joy because now she got that $15,000. She was able to make the mortgage payments for 1 year, and she was able to sell that home. And with selling that home, she was able to take that $100,000 in equity and put a mother-in-law quarter on her son's property, which was kind of a farm down the road. But I'm looking at that. Not only did the insurance just save the widow and the mother, but I promise you, I looked at the daughter-in-law, it might have saved their marriage, because if that wasn't going to be able to happen, the mother was going to have to move in with the son, into their 3-bedroom. They already had 2 kids. All the rooms were taken, so somebody was going to have to double up. They were going to have to. I just saw the sigh of relief, and just when I saw that really started mentally telling me, this is what I'm here to do. This is why I needed to see this. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it for me. I need to be a service to these people. And I'll tell you what, the more I thought about that, the bigger my business grew. And as the business grew, I felt I still filled that void, with happiness, making sure that I knew I could help people. But then it helped me even with hiring people. When I tell people that's what we're doing and that's why we're doing this, we're not doing it to get rich. And I got lucky. It happened within a 9 to 10 months, and it really showed me what this business is about and why we do this every day. Brian.
Man, listen, there's so much truth in what you just said. So I grew up in a funeral home. My parents owned and operated funeral homes. And I remember, so my mom kind of ran the business part. My dad, it was a calling for him. He never really cared about making money. It was more of just serving others. And it was more of like taking care of somebody in one of the most difficult times of their life. And I remember growing up, and my mom and dad, small business, are working the whole time together. And we'd get home, and with funeral home, you're working 24/7. I mean, you get called at 3 a.m., you got to go pick a body up, right? I mean, it's and you're there in the most difficult time for somebody. And I remember, I was probably 7, 8 years old. It was young. Like, I've got kids this young now. And I remember my mom and dad, every night we'd get home, if we sat down at a dinner table, we didn't sit down at dinner very often together because they were always working. But I remember mom and dad talking about things. And my dad would give funerals away. Like, my dad, they'd say, well, I can't afford this. My dad's like, don't worry about it. I'm here to take care of you. And I remember my mom and dad, some of the kind of biggest arguments they ever got into were about my mom saying, like, hey, you've got to, like, charge people for this. And my dad was like, it's not about that to me. It's about serving these families. And my mom saying, you got to also serve our family. Like, we are barely getting by. I didn't grow up with a whole lot. And part of it was just my dad's generosity and his heart behind that. But I remember, like, thinking of an early time, because they talked about it so much. Like, why people, we all know we're going to die. And if you're listening to this call and you don't not know that you're going to die someday, then, like, this should be a wake-up call. At some point, we will all pass away. It's one of the only guaranteed things in the world. They say death and taxes. If people would get around taxes, no one gets around death. And so I remember thinking about, man, at an early age, gosh, there's got to be a different way to figure this out, like start planning and things. And so that's what drew me into the business, just because I'd seen it so much firsthand. And so when I got into the insurance business in college, it was like, I can articulate this because I've seen it. I've seen families in arguments because they can't pay. I've seen all these different things. But my best friend, since we were 4 or 5 years old, went from kindergarten all the way through. We're roommates. We've done everything together, best men at each other's wedding. And then in 2016, he passed away suddenly. And it was a traumatic event. He had 2 little kids, a wife, that it was heartbreaking. And ironically, I was at her house the next morning. I was there that night, and then the next morning we're talking, and she goes, I don't know if I can. They just built a beautiful new home. He was the breadwinner. And she said, I don't know if I can stay in this home. I'm not sure what my kids are going to do. And she said, we bought some life insurance from you guys, and she bought it from one of our agents that had also been one of my roommates at another time when we first got started. I started this out of my house, so there was some really interesting days back then. But one of our agents that lived with me, they said, hey, we need some insurance. And so this guy went over and sold them some policies, and it was $500,000 policy. And it was really, in the unlikely event, there's a term insurance policy, in the unlikely event anything happens to you, you'll be able to, take care of your family, essentially. And she said, hey, I bought that policy. Do you think that's still in force, and can you see if that would still be available? And I called one of our guys, and I said, hey, can you check into this policy? And a guy named Brad Lewis at Premier calls up the carrier. He said, yes, still in force, and they can pay it out right away. And today, it's been 5 years ago. Today, she's still in that house. The kids are taken care of. The only thing is there's never been a death claim ever paid out that somebody said, oh, this is too much money. I don't need all this money. She needed every dollar. I just only regret I have is she didn't buy more whenever she could. But as you think about that, and what you saw with the impact early in your career, it takes us from a sales game or sales business to a service business. It's one of the reasons one of our core values is service, because it's all about how do we serve more people, right? We just had our board meeting last week, and I can tell you, at our board meeting, we never once talked about sales. We didn't talk about how many people were selling. We didn't talk about how many, sales strategy. Any of that. We talked about how do we serve more people. That's what I love about this business. And I love hearing you say that, because the money is a byproduct. It truly is a byproduct. And if we come in with that mindset, just like Pastor Matthew talked about a few weeks ago with Andrew Boaz, and we were talking about the whole LA Dream Center, like if you come in with this, this truly servant's heart, man, there's no limit to what you can do. And the byproduct will take care of itself. The money will take care of itself, et cetera. And so, man, that had to be just an incredible experience for you. And I think it's the reason you've done so well. And it's truly one of those things that I really believe that if we all take that mindset, then in this passion that you and I both have for this business, there's no telling what we can do. So, man, I got to tell you, I'm so proud to be your partner. Tell me why you're so excited about this time, because your business is a rocket ship, man. Tell me why you're so excited about being a partner today.
I'm just extremely excited. I mean, I just saw, when you guys were pitching and talking about some of the value that integrity has, I really didn't truly understand a lot of it until I did become a partner, until we started going through it. But you're going to take my business from that mom and pop shop that, like I've ran mom and pops my whole life, the restaurant business. I was running the insurance. But now I'm truly partnered with somebody who has the infrastructure, the money, the know-how, how to take this business. And you're talking about a rocket ship. We're going to put jet fuel on this bad boy and light it on fire and see how bad we can get, how fast and hard and how high we can get this.
There's no limits, man. There's no limit.
No, there truly is none. But even some of the strategic partnerships that you've put together that I would have never thought. The Thomas Arts thing, with just some of the things that they're putting together and making sure the CSG actuarials that you got. I'm using their service now. It's just you're really building something in a community. What you're really doing is building a family, and that's what I've always wanted. You're just building a bigger, more inclusive family of people with like minds and like goals. And what we're able to do now, like you said, truly, it's unlimited. I mean, where can we go? As high and as fast as we can. With your resources, you guys' know-how, and I'm going to help you out. The money is not bad, and it helps. It's bringing it out of that mom and pop, worrying about, some of the smaller things, but also, taking care of those pennies too. I mean, the infrastructure, as far as you guys showing a lot more on the tables and looking at your business in a different way, at more of on a higher level, CEO level, instead of trying to run it, sometimes when you run mom and pops, it feels like you're changing a tire on a moving car the entire time. We're starting to get some high level intellect and some schematics from you guys to where I can run it and make better educated decisions that'll make it, so that we take away some of the doubt, or not just the doubt, but some of those mistakes that might have been made. It's just going to make, God, I just can't wait. I mean, I'm talking about jet fuel on it. Just throw it on there.
I love it, man. Well, we are, there's no limit, and we should not let ourselves even come up with any perceived limitations, because there's no limit to how good we can become and how big we can make this thing, other than our own work ethic. It is truly, people ask me all the time, why are you working so hard? And it's because it's a joy to serve others and help them out, help them grow their business, but also help us serve more families. This year alone, we're going to serve over 2.2 million people and help them enroll into one of these products. Those are real people that are just like that client you talked about. They're just like my friend. Those are real people that at some point are going to need these products, and we got to get out there and help make sure that we're here to help them. And so, Ryan, it's going to be a ton of fun working with you. I can't be more proud to be your partner. There's no doubt that we're going to go straight up and take off in huge new heights with Montalto United here. Truly, we are united as a family here, and your continued focus on culture and family and really just these core values we talk about, man, that is what gets me the most excited for. And so I just want you to know how grateful we are that you chose to be part of Integrity, and can't wait to see what all we can do together. And like always, we've got partners who are so excited about this. And one of them is your good friend, and frankly, just one of the best leaders in the business, Sean Mike. And so I wanted to have Sean join us real quick and share his congratulations.
Thank you, Brian, for letting me get on, man. I appreciate it. First of all, thanks for giving me any time with Integrity. I got to start before I welcome Ryan and tell everybody how awesome it's going to be to have him aboard. Just start by thanking you again and everybody else. Every single day that we get to do what we're doing and get to do it with integrity has made it a better day for everybody at Family First Life. So we're very appreciative of that, and I think we try to we make sure we keep that appreciation in our hearts and minds on a daily basis. So Ryan, welcome, man. Happy for you, for your family. Really excited to see what you're going to do as this thing rolls around with the support of Integrity. Matter of fact, it's funny because you can already see. I was looking at numbers this morning actually, and numbers just don't lie, and you can see what Ryan's done in the very recent past here, and obviously deals just closed, make the announcements, the whole thing. So I think Ryan's somebody who understands what Integrity brings to the table. I think Ryan understands how to utilize the resources, and I think Ryan understands how to stay focused and build the business. I mean, as y'all have heard, Ryan's got a background of working. I mean, the restaurant business is one of those 7-day-a-week, 15-hour-a-day deals, and he was living, breathing, sleeping it. And now that he gets to do this and build something amazing, but also still have some time with his family, which he does love and adore deeply, it's really cool to watch. So everybody, the Integrity family, I know is going to be very happy to. Ryan is a worker. Ryan will go to work. He will run. If he bumps into a wall, he'll bounce off and go to somebody else. fall, get up, pick up. I think he's kind of the epitome of, it's life can knock you around sometimes, but as long as you keep getting up, it's really good. So, again, Brian, I think he's going to be a massive asset to the team. We couldn't be any more appreciative of what Integrity offers, and the numbers are a testament to the fact that when you partner with Integrity, amazing things happen. So welcome, Ryan. Brian, thanks for the time. I'll turn it back over to you. I don't want to take up too much time, so appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do for us, and welcome to the team, Ryan.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you. Coming from you, that really, really, really means a lot. I appreciate everything you said. Thank you.
Sean is such an amazing leader. Thanks again, Sean. We also have one of the guys who were sitting at your bar talking to you about getting into this business, Mike Killamet. Mike, are you there with us, man?
I am, Brian. How are you guys?
Oh, my gosh, we're doing amazing. Isn't this an incredible event here?
This is awesome. This is a great day, as every announcement day is. I want to share. I had that. I remember that night at Ryan's restaurant, and you guys already saw some of the energy, and I thought right away, I was like, if he can take that night, he had energy. At the end of the night, he's still running around serving people, and I'm like, man, I said, dude, if you can take that to insurance, you'll be fine. And that's exactly what he's done. And with Sean's guidance and what Sean put together for us at Family First Life, Ryan just took that by the horns and ran with it, and has built this thing in a short 7 years. And then I can't wait, Brian, to see what he does with the Integrity Effect, and even a bigger family with really having a real big brother now in our back, backing us up, and what Ryan can do. And I've seen him throw jet fuel on his business already, but this is going to be there's going to be a lot of jet fuel with him, when us, and working together and being a family, and being able to have the Integrity Effect with his business. And Ryan, congratulations! Very proud of you, brother. Couldn't be happier for you and your family, and watching the girls and your son grow up and think different than others. So, man, proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, too. Coming from you really means a lot, too. I mean, talk about big brother. You're definitely one of those, too, for me. Thank you.
Well, Ryan, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. This is we're just thrilled to have you as a partner here at Integrity. We'll be announcing this partnership tomorrow, so please be ready to share on your social media accounts, etc. And watch this video. You'll see just the heart behind the man as part of this video as well. So congratulations again, my friend. Really proud to be your partner. Can't wait to get together soon.
Thank you, Brian, too. I appreciate everything you've done and the opportunity to help Integrity become better.
It's going to be so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. What an incredible day we had. So grateful for all of you guys and all the hard work that everybody puts in. Integrity is such an incredibly fast-growing business, and because of each one of you all, we're going to even grow faster from here. So hope everybody has an incredible week, and really appreciate everybody's hard work and dedication to becoming the best. God bless you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.